Today, in this video, we are going to look at how we can animate stuff across your screen. Yes, welcome to Return TP, and I am Tom, and in this channel we talk about three things that I find interesting: iOS development, DaVinci Resolve, and Blender. And in this one, it's all about DaVinci Resolve, because when you have stuff on your screen, whether that's text or shapes or whatever it may be, you don't want to just sit in there. You don't want to just be boring and lazy on your screen, taking up space. You want it to do stuff. You want it to move. You want to bring it onto your screen and it looks cool, and it disappears and it looks cool. Well, this probably isn't going to look very cool, but we're going to show you how you can animate all of those things and make it look as good as you want. Let's have a look. Here we go. This is DaVinci Resolve. It's just a blank project, nothing on it at all. So when it comes to assets with this, don't worry about it. Literally everything we're going to do is in DaVinci itself. It's all there. We're going to make it sort of custom. So don't worry about any assets on this, unless you want to have, bring your own in. Do that. Up to you. Please yourself. So in this one, what we're going to do is we're just going to make a little screen card that we're going to just animate and play around with how we can make things move and adjust in screen, and then you can customize that to how you want it. So let's just build out what this is going to look like, and this is probably what I would say is the first tip when it comes to anything that you do when it comes to animation. To make it a lot simpler for you, just create the screen how you want it to look in the final result. Okay, so if there's things that are going to be displayed on screen in various places and positions, sizes, etc., get them all there first. Get to that point. And then afterwards, when you've constructed it, then we'll animate it. It's a lot simpler to do it like that way instead of sort of trying to move through it, animating it. Personally, anyway, from what I found. So let's just construct a little view, what we can do. So in this one, we're going to have just a solid color. So I should have said about this. Toolbox, generators. If you scroll down, you're going to see a solid color. So drag that in on video one. We're going to do this along the themes of this YouTube channel, really. So let's stick with the dark blue, purple, blue. Yeah, and so we color. So that's in our inspector, and in the settings, we've got the color, no, the generator, sorry, it's the color. So let's do another, then let's go to titles, and we're going to, out of all the titles that we're going to do, they've all got animations with them, but we're going to use just a blank text. We're going to name this TP, and let's just keep that as it is, keep it simple. We'll go for the light blue, and then if you go over from the title to settings in the inspector, let's just move this across here, move that up there. Should make it bigger. Yeah, let's make it bigger. Great stuff. Okay, so next one, let's drag another text on top of this, and in the title I'm going to say and subscribe. Oh yeah, by the way, do this if you fancy. No hints there. Just, subtle conditioning. Don't worry about it. Nothing to worry about here. Just planting the seeds. So there we go. There. So subscribe, and let's do the little catchphrase that. And again, something, not like that. And let's bring that, let's find like that. And let's bring that down, make it a bit smaller, shall we? Cool. Now, like and subscribe needs a little something else. I want a box behind that. So what we'll do is, remember this is all layered, so bring this up one layer, drag it up, and on our video 2, let's go back to generators, and we're going to make a solid color. And this solid color, go to the generator, we'll make that red, because that's nice dark red. And then okay that, so we can get to this, and we'll just crop it. And keep that one like that. Let's do this, and this. Oh, let's go back to that. Okay, right. So there we go. Hopefully that was easy enough to follow. Just some simple 3 pieces of text, and I've put 2 solid colors there, and I've cropped one to make it a background for my like and subscribe button. Again, no hints at all there. Just, yeah. So what we want to do now, this is how I want it to look like in the end, but now we want to animate it. And this all revolves around keyframes. And when we look at any of these, so let's click first of all, let's do our title, the return TP title here at the top. Make sure you have it selected on the tab down at the bottom. And then on the settings in the inspector, you're going to see all of our values that we mucked about with to get it where we wanted it and the size and everything. But next to here, we've got these diamonds, and this is where we set our keyframes. So nothing fancy, but literally all we've got to do is so I want to make this return TP not visible. I want it clear, and then I want to sort of make it appear, okay, out of the blue. So what we'll do is if we scroll down, you're going to see the opacity. So disappears, see it, no, yeah, no, yeah. So if we make it 0 at the beginning, with our timestamp right at the start, and then we click a keyframe. Now that's set, so at this point in time in your video, it has no opacity, it's clear, you can't see it. Now if we go forward, let's go forward a second, just after a second. And now we change this value that we've set a keyframe for to 100%, that we can see it, and you'll notice that's changed colour to a red. So what's happened is because we've changed the value, it now registers that, hang on, you told us this was this value and you set it. Now at this point in time, you've changed the value again. And now if we scroll back to the beginning, you notice it's disappeared again. And there we go. So over the course of that second, it changes from the first value to the second value. And that's how we get our keyframes to animate a view. Now this is going to work for anything. So if we go to just after that appears, so that appears there, that's great. I'm going to then get our solid color for our like and subscribe to come across, and then I want to get the like and subscribe to sort of appear out of it. We'll do like a little zoom that zooms from the back. It's not going to look very cool, I know, but I'm sure you're going to make something so much better. So let's select our solid color, which is the red, and we're going to go, at this point, I know that my crop, it's that one. It's going to be quite across. So I'm going to set the keyframe, and then I'm going to go across again to about here. Another second. Let's do another second. And now I'm going to set it to that. Okay? And then we'll look at it in just a moment. Let's click on the like and subscribe. And at this point where it gets, so you can scroll across, you can see as it's coming across. So it hits the end there. Yeah, there. We're going to now set this up here to the zoom. So we're going to zoom it right down to 0. Set our keyframe. And then again, we're going to come across just a little tap. Let's do it quite quickly. And then we're going to zoom it right out like that. So it's going to go pow, straight out from nothing. Should we see what that looks like? So it appears out of nothing. That comes across. That zooms in. Very cool. I'm pleased. Hope you are. So the final one we've got is our let's build something right at the bottom here. Now what are we going to do with this? I think I might just do, let's just change the position of it, shall we? If we just take that down, and we'll set the keyframe there, and then let's scroll across a little bit, and then we'll, oh no, I did it in the wrong direction. There we go. And that's it. So it should disappear off the screen. There we go. So obviously we've just set 2 keyframes on each of these. We can do multiple keyframes. Let's muck about with this. Let's build something, shall we? So back at the beginning, let's completely reset the let's build something. This arrow here on the side of your inspector resets the values back to the beginning. Also, you'll notice that at the very top, you've got this. It will reset all of them within that section. Just so you know. Handy little tip, that one. So let's get this into the position that we want it to, under there. I'm going to set a keyframe, and then let's take it to about here, and then we're going to set that, and we're going to move it here, and then let's do it again about here. Let's just change to there, and now to the top. And then we get this one a little bit further along. Let's change it again. Down to here. Oh, a bit further, let's go like that. It's got like the little DVD symbol, if anybody remembers those. And then on this bit, it finally hits the middle. There we go. So we've got a whole bunch of there. And there we go. There we have it, our title screen, all set up by keyframes using shapes, with all the different values that we have in our inspector. Now, what you will notice, if you just rewatch that, focus on the let's build something and look at the speed that it's going through. You'll notice that it's not even. So go faster, slower, and a bit faster again, and then it hits it. That's because I haven't calculated right the positions of at that point and the distance of where it's got to go. So if I was going to do this properly, I'd want to, well, if I really wanted it bounced across the screen, I'd want to retune that. And that's when you're going to be the biggest thing. The two biggest things I would actually say is finding out exactly what you want to do. So how do you want these things to appear? Do you want them coming in from the side, spiraling out, or whatever you want to do? And then fine-tuning the timing so it all sort of flows how you want it to do. One little tip with that as well, which you might find useful, is if you right-click on these keyframes. Okay, let's go to a keyframe. You'll notice that there are actual options here. So linear means that it's going as you see it bounces across the screen. It's going a constant speed from one point to the next programmed point to the next programmed point. And just depending on the time in between it will just depend on the speed. However, you notice in these you've got ease in, ease out, ease in and out. And basically what that's doing is setting it as not just a straight line of speed, but a curve. So it does it, slower, then faster, then slower again, depending on if you're easing in or out or doing both. So that will help smooth out those animations sometimes as well, depending on what effect you're going for. So there you go. That's keyframes. Now you can get there and animate your heart out on anything that you want in your screens. Text, objects, screens, is it views coming across with other footage? You go for it. You figure out how you want it to do, and I'm sure you're going to make some great stuff. So yeah, thanks. We'll see you again soon. And like our video says, like and subscribe for more future videos. See you later.